Okay, we've got most everyone here. Let's just go over what we're doing. We have a warm-up on Canvas. We are doing U7L4 parameters and returns make. Whoop. Oh, I thought I got some. Thought I got a live fish. What is due is our warm-up, the U5L13 to 17 hackathon. In terms of the hackathon, has everyone been able to complete their hackathon? Has anyone had issues, problems with people in their room that are still unresolved? I think I've worked with everyone, but this was challenging. Okay, Jordan, can you email me who that is? And I'll reach out and try and get them to talk with you.
Mr. Swift?
Yes.
I had a question. I turned it in on like circle 2 or something. It's not in can you find that?
Can I find what?
Or was I supposed to turn in a specific circle on code.org?
For the hackathon?
Yeah.
Any one of those circles is going to translate. I mean, here, let me just quickly. There's no particular circle you have to be doing it in. It's like the other stuff. Come on, get out of here. Uh-oh. Why are we freezing? Oh, I know. Come on. All right. Oh, now I've done it. I'm sorry, we shouldn't be going over this. Let me just quickly show. I had one student that was locked out of the hackathon. It was very strange. So in here, as long as you're in the hackathon project, that's going to be your hackathon project, right? This is going to be your app. It's going to be the same app that is in 15, that is in 16, and in 17.
So if I turned in L12, L13.
If you built your app in, well, you can't do it in L12 because L12 is not the hackathon.
No, I meant L14 part 2.
Right. That's right. So right here, this hackathon project is the same exactly as the hackathon project in 17. They are all connected.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Thank you so much for clarifying that. Okay, team, let's get into this because we are on a clock. Okay, so we are going to look at our warm-up. We are going to do our make. Our hackathon project is due. Ideally, we have addressed our issues. Okay, so Nikolai, can you email that to me? It's just, I end up missing, the chat if I turn things off. So we are going to have a quiz in a week on 315 on parameters return and returns. Our make from today is due next Wednesday, okay? So next Wednesday, and that's because it's the interims on Friday and I need time to grade it. Just a note for everyone, we will be using, for next week, it is a very strange week. Monday is a professional day for us to go into the building. Hang on. Getting all sorts of messages in the chat. So just know for next week on Tuesday, you will go, I will not be here. You will go to the module and you will find a link to Nearpod, and there will be an asynchronous lecture in Nearpod. That will be logarithms, I believe. Algorithms, not logarithms. I keep mixing those. Our objective or goal is that you will be able to create programming patterns using parameters and returns by using the skills you learned in U7, L1 through 3, and the code present in L4. So this is a different kind of a make than we've done before, okay? We are going to use 7, lesson 4, parameters and returns make. All right, how do parameters and returns change the way you program? Can anyone explain this for me? I think if you think back for the last 2 classes, they have been harping on parameters and returns doing something for your programming. What is it that parameters and returns do for the way that you write programs? Can someone sing out or put it in the chat?
They simplify it.
You're brilliant. That is correct.
The goal of a programmer is to make the program as simple as possible, and parameters help you achieve that goal.
That's a fabulous statement. What's interesting is early in computing, the more complex programs were. You were paid by the line of code when you were writing code. So like you're saying, if you wrote an efficient, fabulous, clean program that operated in 60 lines versus a program that operated on 200 lines of code, you were paid more for the 200 lines of code in the early going. And that is a real distinction. What we now understand is you want the simplest, cleanest code that is going to accomplish the task that you want. All right? So all parameters and returns are doing is they are giving you a better way to organize your code and make it easier to look at your program and understand what is going on. What we're doing today is the parameters and return make rock, paper, scissors app. I'm sure you all thought that you needed an app for rock, paper, scissors. You will navigate to lesson 4, level 2 on Code Studio, and we will get into this. What does each button do? How does the screen get updated after clicking each button? Just looking at this, you basically have 3 buttons. You've got a rock, a paper, and a scissors button. You've got you versus the computer. So that's what you'll be looking at. All right. This project, this make project is different. You'll have most of the code, but 3 functions are incomplete. Okay? They always return the same value. You'll need to rewrite these 3 functions using the comments provided. No other edits in the program are necessary. So let me repeat that. No other edits in the program are necessary other than fixing these 3 functions. So all your work is going to be inside these 3 functions. Don't go dinking anything outside them. That's all working. All right. So do this. Make the rock, paper, scissors app. Use the activity guide to plan out your code. Don't forget, you're only working inside of the 3 functions at the bottom of the program. Use programming patterns to help you test your code as you go. Okay, remember that crazy console log. Step 3, include steps you can follow to build the app, or you can use your own process. Okay, let me just quickly show in the module. Here is your worksheet right down here, U7L4. You pop this out. It is going to tell you, try playing the game, pay attention. What does each button do? How does the screen get updated after clicking each button? The make project is a little different than other ones. Instead of writing all the code yourself, most of it has already been written for you. There are just 3 functions at the bottom that have been designed and have comments explaining how they should work, but the code for each function is incomplete or only works for some inputs. Read the comments for these 3 functions carefully. You can also quickly read the rest of the program if you like. In the table below, record any notes about how you will build each function. All right, Write your code. Write the code for the app using your plan above and comments provided in Code Studio to help you. You can also check the Help and Tips tab for programming patterns that you can use. I forget about that thing, but it has great assets in there. It's that little thing just to the right of like your share button. So that gives you different coding patterns and tips for the app you're building. Steps to follow. Write the code for find icon. First, notice the list of possible icons is available on line 2. Test your code. Once your program is working, I'm sorry, keep getting things in the chat. Once your code is working, you should see the correct icon show up on the game board when you pick rock, paper, or scissors. Write the code to make the random choose function work as described. You should only be working inside that function. Test your code. Once your program is working, you should see the computer player is able to pick randomly between rock, paper, and scissors. Write the code to make the decide winner function work as described. You should only be working inside that function. Test your code. Once the function is done, your app should be completely working and correctly updating the score on the screen. For reference, rock beats scissors, paper beats rock, scissors beat paper. Add comments to each of your functions explaining how you wrote the code. Please, everyone, put comments in. I spend my life looking at apps with no comments. Test the app to make sure it works for every combination of rock, paper, and scissors. There are extension ideas. These are not for points. If you have finished early and are bored, have the game end when one player gets to 10 wins. Keep track of the current streak of wins in the game. Those are just thoughts you could do. No points. They're just if you're bored and want something to do. So before you can submit, check the rubric. Find icon function. It returns the correct values for all inputs. The random choose function, same thing. Decide winner function returns the correct values for all combinations of inputs. Then it's just code runs without errors and coding comments. So this should be relatively simple and straightforward. If you are having trouble, remember the patterns are up there for you. You can also look back at your Kurt Kaiser video of the last app from the practice. Those practice apps, typically the last one has all the skills and coding patterns you need to do your make. All right. We don't need to have breakout rooms. If you'd like a breakout room, I can get you one. Would anyone like a breakout room? Okay, other than that, we are just going to be working on this for the next 45 minutes. We will be done at 2:40. Okay. Anyone need help? Any problems?
Mr. Swift, you're sharing your screen.
What's that?
You're sharing your screen.
Oh, okay, sorry. Here. Let's see. I meant to share was this one. Okay, 1 minute left. Okay, we are done. All right, team. Any problems, issues? If not, have a great day.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank you. Have a
weekend.
good day.
Let me
Thank
know
you.
if
Have a good
anyone has
weekend.
problems, questions, or
Thank
wants
you.
to check in or anything. Hi, Eric, Daniel, you guys okay? Eric, Daniel? All right, I've got to run. I got to get to a meeting.